Hey everybody, I had a request to basically go back through some of my friends lists and talk about some of the bases again. It's been a while since I've done it. More than likely most of these bases have probably changed by now. Hold on. Yeah, most of these bases have probably changed by now. So and with some different features that have kind of came out since the last time I did this, you know, things like arbiters and that sort of jazz. Even Halo, I think, hadn't come out last time I did this. So we wanted me to kind of go through some different bases and talk about what I liked about them, what I didn't like about them, how I might approach hitting it. And I'm not a great at designing bases, but I can pick a base apart to say this is how I would attack it, and what's my likelihood of me having any success or not. Okay, so since the last video, this guy asked me to not show his base again, so we're going to skip him, which is fine. I can respect that. Okay, so what do we have here? Let's see. Can we make this? Can we go? What the heck? Does this seem weird? Why does this seem weird? Hold on, let me see. No, I can't. Okay. Sorry, let me collect my thoughts for a second. Alright. So what do we have? 2 warehouses out front. Okay. He only has 2 warehouses? Oh, there's another one. Alright, so if you want resources, go hit him. Because he is just trying to protect his outpost for the points. He's got the submarine arbiter, which that's a, if it's a level, it doesn't show me what level it is. If it's a level 3, then the ring's coming out to here. If it's a level 2, the ring's coming out to here. So that's about, that should be a safe spot for it. You're running 2 halos. Halos is pretty early into the process. Because if you ran into prep, you might try to prep this one in the bombard, but these are going to shoot at you. So if you're going for the points, it's a reasonably tough base, because you also have this blob to deal with. So it's reasonable. It's reasonable. That's not going to do a whole lot for you. These 2 will do a whole lot for you. This one will do a decent amount for you. This probably has extended range on it, so it probably covers partly into the water and helps protect these guys once you get these 2 out of the way. You know, this one being further back, it's probably far enough back to not get hit by splash from these. So a reasonable base, and you know, nice little stair-step design, you know. But if all you want is resources, just walk around the edge, take it, and leave. He's really just protecting from alliance points. Okay. Hold on. All right, let's try another one. And if I do this, will this make it easier? If I do 11, maybe I have to click in here. I don't think this makes it any bigger. No. Okay. Holy crap, that's a lot of Halo. 1, 2, 3, 7 Halo. Another one. Put all your resources out front. I'm only protecting my outpost. A lot of siege cannon. The sub arbiter is right there. My gut says, actually that's a sub hurricane with a sub thing on there. My guess is it probably will move down to here when you enter the base. That would be my guess. Or maybe at least to here, so it shines down in here. It's basically the same idea. Stronger ships, though. I don't know what the armor is. The armor, if they're all siege cannon, the armor on them is probably not full. See, this one's not full siege cannon. You gotta remember, siege cannons are bloody heavy, right? So he has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So he doesn't even have full complements on. I don't know how many guns are on these things. I'm assuming at least 8. He might be keeping full armor. He just cannot have as many guns on there. And that might not be a level 3 sub. That might be a level 2. As long as he gets it into here, right around. Where would he have to have it? If it's a 3, it could stop right here and it will shine down here. But if it's a 2, it almost needs to be out here, but then the sub might come way out here and pick off a little bit. That's a lot of halo, though. That's a lot of halo. Your ship's got to move for that one. That's probably a pretty strong base, keeping you from the outpost. I'm wondering how many of these we're going to see with the warehouses on the outside. Well, let's see. This one's been taken. That's a damaged outpost right there. See, he was that guy bombard. He's doing kind of the alternating thing. Just running with 4 halo. So assuming you probably had ship. Where the heck is your dock? Dock's out there, so that leads me to believe it was a friendly hit. He's only running two warehouses. Probably kept the dock somewhere right in here. I saw a base the other day where it had 4 halo, but the 4 halo are all spread out, so you can never pinch more than one at a time if you wanted to try to pinch them. Oops, I didn't have to do that. I hit a base the other day that had 7 halo and 7 Serbs, and I lost. I never stopped moving. I was able to kill all the Serbs because there's no bombard. I was able to kill all of them before I actually got to them, which was nice. But just the speed of dreads made it so that I was too slow. The tail end, the tail of the circle of the halo when it hits, it just barely nicks the back of the dreads. But 7 of those constantly nicking the back of them kill all of them off. So let's see what we got here. This is really popular right now, putting all your buildings up front and making sure that they all get taken out. Another popular thing is having a good amount of channel. It's not really a good amount of channel, but having a good amount of channel before you actually get to your first gun. The problem right here, though, is you're going to get hit by halo, but you could prep this ship. You're going to get hit by these 2, but that's the only thing. You're not going to have to deal with a gun yet. That's one thing you got to watch out with where you stick your ships is you at least want to, if this guy can get prepped, you at least want these 2 halo firing on it. So the distance for a submarine, so he could start well, this is all hailstorm right here, right? So, and this is missiles. So you could probably start right here. He has to get to about here. If he can get to here and surface, then he's alright. That might be pushing it, but that might be doable. Because as long as he can get outside of the range of this guy, then he can surface, and then he'll have plenty of time to work his way in here, and he could actually come in here, hit some, come back out here, surface, then come back in and do some more. So that's very doable. So that one might be a little bit dangerous from a Spectre point of view. From a blitzing point of view, he's not running very many. He's not running very many of these. Yeah. One thing to be careful too, and you could actually do it on my base too. I've had one guy try it, but if you take the time, you could prep out some of these. You could prep out this one from right here. It's a little hard to do because it's right on that edge. It's right on that range, but it's doable. That's one of those things you kind of just deal with, and because you know you can't account for everything, but you pick what you're going to account for. So we're seeing a sort of a reoccurring pattern. He's keeping his warehouses. So he's keeping his warehouses there. The dock is very snipeable if somebody wanted to. He's running 4 Serbs, 6 Halo. 6 Halo is a lot of Halo. I like the bombard in the back. Put some extra range on that sucker. Actually, you know what I would do with this guy though? I would do it with a Halo too. See how he has at least that one wall right there? I would push them all back and put them behind the wall. The Halo, you know, in all reality, if you're shooting these guys, you're gonna get some spread and some splash from the mortars, and so they're gonna be damaging these guys. If you can, when you have stuff on the back wall, if you can move it 1 or 2 spaces back, that's perfect. He can definitely move it 1 back, and that would help with the splash. If he could figure out a way to move it 2 back, he could for these 2, but probably his outpost is what's hurting him for these, but he could with these, right? So, and in all reality, if he wanted to push his outpost, let his outpost get a little closer, yes, technically he's within sniping range, but in all reality, an alliance person is not going to snipe an outpost because you have to have an outpost and 50% damage. So there's really no point in sniping an outpost unless you just need resources, right? The same basic. This is kind of on a reoccurring theme. Let's see. Who's that? Let's see this guy. So this is a different style. It's kind of an older style, I think. So all of these are preppable. You can take all of these from the outside, pretty sure, because this looks to be touching the water. That's only 3 water. Definitely only 3 water. This thing fits in there. Horrible place for a dock, because it's totally takeoutable. I mean, I would. And you don't need to put you don't need to protect your shipbuilder. Your shipbuilder repairs in like 9 minutes. That's a shipbuilder 2. The other one takes like 5 minutes or less or something. And you get no time deduction from you get no penalty added to building a ship. So that guy, stick him out here. You don't really care. Or stick him. Or what I do, I stick him way out here. I stick them on the most unlikely direction, right? So I always come in from a base from the top. So I come down here this way because it hides my ship under their base while I'm looking, so I know I'm not going to get picked off. And then I'm going to come in at the entrance, right? So my entrance is this side, so I know that this is a place people are going to come in, and I know this is a place people are going to come in. So my shipbuilder's down here, but my shipbuilder should actually be down here for my base. There's really no point in protecting that. Let's see, what about his guns? Okay, you got a single wall here, so this actually will go down pretty quick during a blitz. These are very, very close together. So you can pinch both of those, and they're on the so you got to turn right. This one does not cover much water. This one probably only covers like to here, and it might cover some water over here, but you don't really have to go here. You can come out here and come wide, which is what you would end up doing. So this is probably very easy to kill off. So that base needs some work. So here we have another one where he's protecting his dock. He's trying to get a little more land. He probably picked up this land over here by putting the stuff out there. He's saying, I'm gonna let you get to your 50% faster, and I'm gonna let you get your resources, but I'm not gonna let you get your points. So more than likely these Goliaths don't move. The way he has this guy set up feels like this ship probably does move. I would bet this ship can probably tail down to here. Looks like assault missiles. My assumption would be he probably has sonar on there too, so it can tail up here and help with submarines. That's an odd gun. I would bet those are rockets. Thuds, some siege cannons, some assault cannons. Good separation here. You could pinch these two, and you could pinch these two, but you can't. There's still, still reasonable separation. What you'd really try to do is you'd see if you could pinch this ship and maybe some of these, or try to pinch this one and this one at the same time. And the dock's exposed, which, whatever. What was that? Mike Marauder sometimes has an interesting base. Haven't looked at his in a while. Okay, that's a very interesting base. He went with the I don't mind if you get your alliance points, just leave my dock and my launch pad alone. Because pretty much as soon as you take out that, you probably have 50%. And you can see this is repairing, this has no damage, this takes a lot longer. So the last time this base was hit, they stopped. They probably moved up about in here, and that's about it as far as they went. Let's see. A lot of water. So the building's up front. This is kind of a goofy spot for that. I would at least put this like here, or here, or here, or somewhere. Geez, I wouldn't put it right there. Probably keeps a couple ships here, probably keeps a ship there, probably keeps a ship there. Does not have a does not have a launch pad. Oh, it's back there. It's repairing. So he's running 5 warehouses. Three water. Missiles could take this one, but then it wouldn't necessarily help. Only running one bombard rockets. That I don't really like. The defend fleet on this one better be something awesome, because otherwise you're going to come in, you're going to prep this one, but Splash is going to take out most of this one and that, which you don't really care if it takes that one out. Then on your main run, all you have to do is when you come in to finish off this one and start this one, is if you pinch that, about halfway through killing this one, then this one will be almost dead too, because it's very close. And then when you aim for this one, the pinch will still be in effect, and you can pretty much take this one out. The pinch will probably be over right before this one dies, so it wouldn't take very long. You always need some kind of backup bombard somewhere. Why does that feel like I'm missing turrets? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 12, 13. No, that's all the turrets. Okay. Alright. Well, we know this one's breakable. So he's got the sub. That's not very useful. He's running 5 Halo. Nice little message. It's always nice to see messages. Yeah, it seems reasonable. I mean, there's only one turn in the base, but those are thuds. Those are assault cannons. You know, my strike cruisers come through here, because what you could do is you could pinch this, this, and this. Alright, you pinch that, and so you come cruising around the corner. You only have to deal with that guy, and then these two guys. And then you're home free. Halos are really no match for a blitzing fleet. The hell is that? Oh, that's Hailstorm. Okay, he doesn't have Hailstorm. Siege cannons. That's interesting. That's a reasonable spot for that. That's safe. Nobody cares about that. I hit one base the other day, and a lot of the buildings were down here. And I had to make sure that when I came in, I killed off the buildings and then went in just to make sure I hit my 50%. 4, and the bombard in the back. I'm not trusting Hailstorm and Hailstorm on these ships right now, because I've been in some bases and they were not effective against me. I was the one destroying the base, and they were not knocking that many. I had a bombard rocket taking out my siege mortars, and there were ships with Hailstorm on it, and the Hailstorm was not taking out the rest of them, and they should have been able to take out the rest of them. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, but you know, this is a prep run right here. You can come in here with a prep ship of mortars, take out these two, and then come in with your blitz and pinch these two, and then run around and only get shot out by these two, and you'll be in the back pretty quickly. The problem with a blitzing fleet, though, is you still have to take out most of the turrets to get your 50%. Let's see. A lot of spacing, but there's nothing to protect the mortars from hitting these. So there's no offense. He's going for a timeout, but he's hoping that this bombard is going to protect all of this, and it kind of won't. He has 3 flak, but if you got hit by missiles, it's not going to do him much good. So it's trying to right here force you to prep this during the prep. The other, now I'll tell you this though, The one nice thing about a gun out here is it moves the specters further out before they can come in. It makes it so the specters have to be somewhere out here instead of somewhere right here. So it artificially makes the channel a little longer for the subs, so that they have to come all the way down and then all the way up. Although really they're safe right here. But I'm assuming he has some ships right here and right here and probably right here. Let's just skip around a little bit. Let's go a little bit lower. Let's go maybe 55. About a 55. This guy hits a lot. I'm going to do the next two. The next two are some people I talk to sometimes. I hope I didn't just click on that. Okay, good. So he's going for a lot of mortars. Don't care about mortars. Salt cannons, maybe, yeah. 4, 1 there. That's the 4 water, so it it's just extra walls. This sucker probably drives over, maybe, I don't know. He's going for the alternating. I don't really like them quite so close, okay, so you remember the way bombards work, right? It's per mortar shell of the percentage, so there's a 25% chance that the mortar shell is going to make it through. So when one bombard rocket projectile fires, it fires at one mortar shell. It alone is the only one that will attempt that mortar shell. So if it hits it, it hits it. If it misses, no other ones are going to fire at it. So you're guaranteed 25% of your mortars are going to land. Okay. So if you have an 8 or a 10, if you have a 10 mortar fleet, then 2 of them, is that right? That's 20%. And slightly more than 2 of them are going to land every time. Basically one ship's worth. If you got 5 ships, one of the ships are guaranteed to always be hitting. So 2 mortar shells are always going to be hitting. So you're going to have splash, you're going to have spread, and the way they're so close, I would actually not aim for this one. I would aim for this one, because you know the range of the Serbs they're not that far out, so you can come in a little bit. So you could probably aim this guy, and you'll end up wiping all 3 of these out at the same time. Let's see, Connor. You might see Connor on the forum sometimes. I forget his screen name. So he has a really short channel. So he's going for a double arbiter to surface and to slow you down. This is the slow one, this is the surface sub one. And if you're not one of those, I bet he's going to make this guy move up to maybe somewhere in here, and probably make this guy move all the way over to here. So he's running that back end bombard, which is very nice. It annoys me lately because I've been hitting bases and not noticing the one back there, and I'm thinking I killed all of the bombards up front, and I'm like, what the heck are the red projectiles coming from? Why aren't my mortars being effective now? I planned this so that my mortars would be effective now. And I was looked at the back, like, oh crap, and I can't reach that thing. So he's doing the double walls in between them. That's a lot better. 3 is perfect, but 3 makes it can be a little tedious. 2 is a lot better. Because if I aim for this one, this guy's way closer to within the range now. The wall of buildings up front again. Let's see. Let's find some people that I talk to sometimes. don't always know them by their game name. Let's do some slight. Let's go down to like maybe the 50 mark. Because the 50 is going to be, that's the lowest that most of the I know I talk to him sometimes. I recognize people more from their pictures than their names most of the time. So, one of the issues with this base are, one, this ship has no armor. I know it has an armor slot, but in all reality, there's no armor on this ship. It's going to die from splash. This one I think is mortars. I hope it doesn't move, and I hope it has AA armor. But at this point in the engine, at this point, it doesn't matter. All your guns are dead. It's okay if you're not moving that fast. You could probably, by the time this takes effect, you can still aim back here. You're running 4 VMs. Not really enough to do a damage to most fleets. You're definitely going to prep all of this the first time through, and that's most of your slowing down stuff. So you're gonna prep out most of your slowing down things. You're gonna hit this one, and you're gonna kill this one, and probably this one. Yeah, I'm not a big fan. I'm pretty sure I could take this base pretty easily. Let's see. What you do want to see though on the 50s and above, they better have DU4 turrets. I definitely want to see that. So here's a 50. He's got Goliath and Halo and DU4 turrets. You know, that's doing some work for a level 50 right there. Yeah, that's not too bad. You're gonna try to prep these right, but the halos are gonna be raining on you. And they got some siege cannon on there, so you don't want to ignore them. Splash on siege cannon really hurt. Granted, if I came in right here with mortars, I can hit that. If I do the beaching thing, I can hit that, and there's nothing to distract me. That's a lot of water. So if I hit these, there's no splashes going to get back here. He's got an extra piece of water in here. From a blitzing point of view, it's not too bad. I would actually flip this one and this one. I would put this guy over here and this guy over here, because this guy has a much longer range, and you're in this goofy little spot where he's not going to shoot very long. So put the guy that has a little more range and let this guy sit here, because that way he can keep firing as they go around the corner for a blitzing sort of fleet. It's not bad. It's not bad. I might die in that base. That's a good 50. Brian. I don't think I've seen him in a while. Alright, so he's a 50. This is going to die from splash. If he's worried about rimmers, then yeah, it's an okay spot. But if he's If he's worried about main and base tax, I would move it back here. Just depends on who you are, your sector, you know. I don't ever get rimmed. Nobody ever rims me. So it's not a concern I really have. Most bases that I die on are really big bases, and really big bases don't rim. Most of the bases that I win on, they don't rim because I would just go back and destroy their base again, so they don't bother. So you got some turns in here. You know, Levi's, you know, if you don't have anything bigger, that's about as good as you're going to get. But try to have something to help out the cause. Like, I would move this and put 2 of the Levi here with mortars. And so you have all of these, and you have at least 2 more ships that are throwing mortars out, just to overwhelm any sort of hailstorm. You might not overwhelm a dreadnought, but you might could overwhelm just about anything else. And for a lot of defense ships, AA armor is a good armor to have. If mortars are predominantly what you're getting hit by, AA armor is a good thing to have. Something about this is bugging me. I'm not sure what I would do, but something about this is bugging me. Let's see. Find some other names I recognize, or pictures I recognize. You know, all of these people are still... You're still in the 40s, so still everybody is allowed to hit you. It's got a couple hammerheads. That's probably part of his auto fleet. He needs to upgrade his VMs, but he's got a whole crap ton of them. This is I've been noticing this, having one of the bombards on the tail end over here, and then actually keeping it a little bit further away from anything that wants to shoot at. That's actually not too bad. It's touching this one though. I mean, one away. Might as well be touching it, because basically all 3 of these are touching each other. So you kill this guy, and what do you aim for next? Except for that, I mean, besides that, you aim for this one. You aim for the VM, because if you hit that, you're hitting both of these 2 at the same time. So you don't need as many shots. People are doing pretty good about sniping. You know, if you could figure out a way to put your dock in a way so that people can hit your base, get all the resources, and not get to your dock, then that's probably a not bad thing to do. Because for me, what I would probably do most of the time, I would come down to here, and I would take out the outpost, and I'd probably aim the outposts and get it, and splash is going to kill all of these 3, and then I might come down and either aim at this or aim at this, and get the last warehouse. Although if I aim at this, I'm going to hit the dock some, but it's also possible I can aim at the outpost and wipe out all of this. That's very possible too, because splash on those siege mortars are crazy. Let's see. I want to make sure they're people I've talked to, because I know their base will probably be active. So this one's been hit. Part of my concern is how far out do these VMs go? Okay, his biggest issue is just the fact that his turrets are not upgraded. That's issue number 1. Issue number 2 is you only have 2 offensive turrets out of all of these. This one and this one. This one's very easy to prep early on. You can prep this one, reset the timer. Now in reality, what you could also do is you could prep that one, and when you come back in, pinch this one and hit it as you're moving. And then as long as you keep moving, who cares how many hailstorms, how many VMs there are? Just keep moving. That is way too much defense right here. That does nothing. And you don't need 5 warehouses. Use that land for something else. You probably keep some defend fleet in here too, which would be a good thing to do. If you had defend fleet though, be careful. These little holes are good spots for specters to find a place to pop back up. That's one thing you gotta watch out for. Not really at this level, but let's see. Well, okay, what level was this? 46? 46 DU4, level 4 victory mortars, level 4 Serbs. That's a level 3 Howie, but he's got Goliaths. They're all thuds, which means they're a lot quicker to build. It may or may not be armored. Four, 5. I wouldn't so much worry about that right there. I would put that like right here. If you want 2 flak, I would put it over here. I probably wouldn't have that there. I'd probably make that a bombard and put it right here. Just me though. This is kind of useless. Even if it moves, you gotta remember that a submarine cannot shoot through land. So whenever it gets around the corners and stuff, it just is not effective at shooting things. What I like to do is when there's a submarine in the base, that's where I want to stop my fleets, right on top of it. A decently long little channel, forcing you to come in. He's treating these like turrets. So it's forcing you to deal with the ships first. Give some time for the VMs to work. My concern a lot of times when they run like down like this is where does this guy stop shooting? Does he stop shooting like somewhere in here? I'm not really sure. But you kind of want to make sure these guys keep firing through multiple targets, through multiple things where they have to stop. So you know the guy's going to stop for this. He's probably going to be stopping for these. And the way how these are so close to this, as you're killing this, you might end up killing off all of these too. Or if you know you're going to get hit by these because of the range, you might say screw it, pull your ships all the way up and go ahead and shoot these. You know, you could do that too. Let's see, I know he plays. How long is this thing going? Okay, this is getting kind of long. I know there is one more base I do want to show you though. He's actually kind of the design of the base I'm using. See if it works for him or not. Anything damaged? Good sign to see if the base has been hit for a while. Check the launch pad. It takes so long to repair, you can tell if a base has been damaged in the last couple days. I want to show you this one. This one's an interesting one. Interesting in the fact that I know the guy and I know how often he kills fleets. So the walls have no real use. But it's basically all missiles, and then two Howies. This is a level 4. That would be a level 3. You can tell this one's bigger than that one. And he has his auto floating fortress fleet that usually sitting here and here. But all of these guys, they reach down into here. So ships are just being hammered on. And the trick to taking this base is, because it's not like this base has never been leveled, just about it actually kills a lot of fleets because they're not expecting this. You don't really see this much anymore. But if you run, your ships want to run in the center of the channel. But if you're constantly telling them, go here, and then right here, go here, go here, go here, then they're going to run off center. If they run off center, then assuming all this crap's dead, they will be within enough range to actually send some shells over there. So if you do that, yeah, you could take this base out. But what I've seen on his damages, when he's shown it to me before, is the ships will get somewhere in here, and then some of these will take some damage, and then the ships will be dead. Because really, once you're in here, the back rows fire, and you have so many of these missiles firing at you. And the idea of these two is just to slow you down long enough. The 4 away, so mortar. If you're firing this one, there's not going to be a lot of mortar that hits this one. There's no splash that's going to hit this one. It'll just be spread mortars that might hit that one. But you got to deal with each one of those independently, just to burn time. So that's an interesting. It's different. At least it's different. So okay, that's probably enough. I burned a lot of time. So what am I doing on my base? Let's see real fast. Another thing, I probably showed you this before, but if you go to if you do this, if you go to Brixen, if you go here, brixen.imager.com, you don't actually see this because I'm logged in, but you'll see. You can go to the albums. That's my base. If you ever ask for, some people have been asking for the design layout, that's my base. That's a base that I hit this morning and did not do good on. I died. But this was the prep run. This was after the prep run, right before I was going to the final run. I died right around here. So that was actually not a bad design. That's for my mom. That's what I'm going to recommend my mom to have as a defend fleet. I just don't know which one of these two she ought to do. What was the other one that I saw? I don't know that I uploaded it. But these are some different bases too that are, some of these are pretty good. Some of the ones near the bottom are a little old now. I think it puts them in the order. I think the top ones are the newest ones. This is more of a joke, but this is for alliances. Stick your outpost way out there. I'd actually take these buildings and put them up there, or over here. And then I don't know. I actually hit a base that had this basic kind of like this, where it had the outpost on the outside, and I just left and sent him a message that said, I don't remember what I told him, but I was like, I'm not hitting that base. So anyway, what am I building? I started the missile cruisers. So this is my first one. This was building a shell. So it'll finish in a couple days, and then I can start putting real crap on it. So then I gotta build four more of them. So it'll be a little while. But that's about it. So I'll talk to you later. Bye bye.